It was a crisp Tuesday morning, and I was already running late for a crucial business meeting when I pulled into my driveway and slammed on the brakes. There, standing like a human roadblock, was a woman with her arms crossed, her perfectly styled brunette bob swaying as she tapped her foot on my freshly paved asphalt. Her name, I'd later learn, was Deborah Miles, the self-proclaimed queen of the Lakeside Estates HOA. "Excuse me," I said, stepping out of my car, forcing a smile. "Can I help you with something?" Deborah's eyes narrowed, sizing me up like I was a stray dog who'd wandered into her gated paradise. "You can start by explaining what you're doing in this house," she snapped, her voice climbing with every syllable. "I'm the HOA president, and I don't recall APRO VY-ing any new residents in this part of the community." I sighed, my patience already fraying. "Ma'am, I bought this place last month. Everything's legit real estate company, HOA the works." She scoffed, her gaze dripping with disdain. "Impossible. I personally approve every new resident, and I'd remember someone. Like you." I bit my tongue, trying to stay calm. At 32, I'd worked my tail off to build a tech startup from my college dorm room, sold it for 9 figures, and finally splurged on my dream home. A Mediterranean-style mansion with 6 bedrooms, a home theater, and an infinity pool that shimmered over the lake. This gated community was supposed to be my sanctuary. But Deborah? She had other plans. "I assure you, it's all legal," I said, checking my watch. "Now, if you'll excuse me, I've called security." Her face twisted into a smirk as she whipped out her phone. "And I'm calling 911 unless you show me proof of ownership." "Right now." Before I could respond, flashing lights lit up the end of my driveway. Deborah's smug grin faltered as a security guard strode toward us. "Mrs. Miles," he said, his tone clipped, "we've had multiple complaints about you harassing residents again. You need to leave. Now." Her cheeks flushed a furious red, and I couldn't help but crack a small smile. Round one me, but I knew this wasn't the end of Deborah Miles. From the day my MOVYing trucks rolled in, Deborah had been on my case. Maybe it was because I was younger than the average lakeside resident, or maybe it was something else she wasn't saying. Either way, she decided I didn't belong. I overheard her whispering to a neighbor once while I hauled groceries inside. "He's probably renting, or worse. Have you seen him coming and going at odd hours? Could be running some shady business." I tried to play nice, introducing myself at an HOA meeting, sharing how I'd built my company from nothing. But Deborah steamrolled me, her voice icy. "We'll need to verify all this. We have standards here." What started as annoying quickly turned sinister. 2 weeks after MOVYing in, I got my first HOA violation notice. Trash bins were out 12 minutes past the pickup deadline. The next week, a noise complaint, even though I was out of town. Soon, my mailbox was stuffed with citations. Improper hose storage, unauthorized parking my own car in my own driveway, even suspicious gatherings when I had 3 colleagues over for dinner. Neighbors started GIVYing me the side eye, and when I tried to explain, most just shrugged. "She's been president for 8 years, one older guy muttered. "Nobody crosses Deborah." Then came the day I caught her red-handed. I was chilling by my pool, book in hand, when I heard a rustle near the fence. Glancing up, I saw Deborah perched on a stepladder, snapping photos of my backyard with her phone. "Can I help you?" I called, startling her so bad she nearly toppled over. "I'm documenting your unauthorized pool use," she said, not even blushing. "HOA rules say recreational water active VY ties stop at 6 p.m. on weekdays." I checked my watch, raising an eyebrow. "It's 4:30, Deborah. I'm just reading, and there's no such rule in the bylaws." She smirked. "The rules were updated. Maybe if you showed up to meetings, you'd know." That was it. I'd had enough. "Stop photographing my property. It's harassment, and you know it." She snapped back. "As HOA president, I have every right," before scurrying off. That night, I called my lawyer, Mark, ready to throw down. What he told me stopped me cold. "Funny you called," he said. "I was about to reach out. There's a house in your neighborhood going into foreclosure. The bank's looking for buyers before it hits the market. Interested?" When he gave me the address, I nearly dropped my phone. It was Deborah's house. "Send me the details," I said, a plan already sparking. Through my investment, Allel Contracible to May made an offer the next day. The bank, desperate to cut losses, bid. The deal would take 2 weeks to close, and Deborah, apparently clueless about her own foreclosure, kept up her crusade against me. Her violations got wilder. Fines for excessive vehicle cleaning when I washed my car once, complaints about my porch light disrupting nocturnal wildlife, even a citation for an unapproved garden statue. I documented every move, building a case while biding my time. A few neighbors started to whisper support, admitting Deborah's reign had terrorized them too. Then, one morning as I sipped coffee on my terrace, I heard her voice shrieking through my intercom. "Open this gate now. We have HOA business." Against my better judgment, I buzzed her in. She stormed up my driveway, while VYing a paper like a battle flag. "This is unacceptable," she yelled, VYing it at me. It was a notice demanding due $5,000 for accumulated fines, threatening a lien on my property. I scanned it, staying cool. "These are all fake, Deborah. You know that." Her face turned purple. "How dare you? I'm the president, and I won't be disrespected on my property." I leaned in, voice low. "You're not on your property. You're on mine. And as of 5 p.m. yesterday, I own your former property too." Her jaw dropped. "What? Your house was foreclosed," I said. "My company bought it. I'm your landlord now, and you're trespassing." She let out a shrill laugh. "You're lying." Right on cue, a car pulled up me, real estate agent, Lisa, with the signed documents, and a police officer I'd asked to be there, knowing Deborah wouldn't go quietly. Lisa waved a folder. "Mr. Carter, here's the paperwork for your new property." Deborah's face went white as the officer stepped forward. "Ma'am, you need to calm down. This is fraud." Deborah screamed, her composure gone. She lunged for the documents in Lisa's hands, VYing past me. "Deborah, stop!" I shouted. The officer was done. "Ma'am, you're trespassing. Leave now, or I'll arrest you." She spun, eyes wild. "Do you know who I am?" The officer didn't blink. Last warning. When she made another grab for the papers, he moved fast. In seconds, Deborah was in handcuffs, screaming about conspiracies as he read her rights. Neighbors spilled out of their houses, some shocked, others smirking. "Deborah Miles, you're under arrest for trespassing and disorderly conduct," the officer said, guiding her to his car. "This isn't over," she howled as the door slammed. By afternoon, word spread like wildfire. Deborah was out on bail, but facing misdemeanor charges up to 6 months in jail and a $2,000 $2,000 fine plus possible harassment charges based on my EVY Denke. That night, the HOA board held an emergency meeting and voted her out unanimously. Turns out, plenty of residents had been waiting for a chance to ditch her. The next morning, I watched from my balcony as an MOVYing truck pulled up to Deborah's old house. She emerged, red-faced and teary, barking at the movers. When she spotted me, she froze, then ducked inside, her usual swagger gone. I didn't want revenge. All I wanted was to live in peace in the home I'd earned. But sometimes, life has a way of VYing justice on its own terms. Later that day, a letter arrived from the HOA, apologizing for the misunderstandings and inviting me to discuss community integration. I smiled, sipping my coffee, ready for a fresh start. "Now, I've got some questions for you. Was I wrong to buy Deborah's house and let her dig her own grave? Or did she deserve every bit of it? Should I have tried harder to make peace early on? Or was her harassment too far gone? And what would you do if you had an HOA tyrant like Deborah in your neighborhood fight back or lay low? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Smash that like button if you're team justice. And subscribe for more wild stories like this one.